Well, most of us love a good cup of coffee from our favourite barista, but did you know that 1 billion paper cups are being thrown out every year in Australia and not one of them can actually be recycled? That's all changed from today with the start of a new recycling program called Simply Cups. Robert Pascoe is the driving force behind the program and he's with me now in the studio. Robert, thanks for joining us.
Gemma, it's great to be here.
Yeah, and first of all, I mean, that comes to news, as news to many, and including myself, that the cups can't be recycled. I thought they could.
Well, we hear it every day and people are astonished about it, and I think that while a lot of people call it a big lie, I think that people genuinely thought they could be recycled because they are paper, they're made out of paper, and really the key issue here is that they're covered in a very thin polyethylene coating. The polyethylene coating is bonded to the paper, and of course in the paper recycling process they get rejected because you can't separate that polyethylene coating, so that's why they're not being recycled. So
from today, 2 Australian corporate locations have signed up to this new program. Can you tell us about that and what it involves?
Yes, certainly. So what we're doing, Gemma, is we need to collect 100 million cups. That's our target under the Simply Cups program, to be able to set up a technology in Australia to be able to recycle a cup. So first of all, we need the raw material, and the raw material, of course, is the cups. So we've got the Rialto Towers in Melbourne, which we already know collect or throw out in the bin 500,000 cups, 500,000 cups a year, and we've set up with the Herbert Smith Freehills Law Building here in Sydney, and they have about 50,000 cups a year that currently are going into the bins and going to landfill. So those cups might come from anywhere. All coffee cups are the same. They have all got this polyethylene coating on and can't be recycled.
And you've got a prop next to you there showing us, but it's a pretty simple solution, isn't it?
Pretty simple solution. So what we want people to do, we can recycle the cups provided they're separated at the source being in the building. So what we're asking people to do is to put their cup into the tube here. They nest on top of each other. We want them to empty out any coffee that's in there, take the lid off. We have a separate bin to put that lid in, and we recycle those lids as well.
And so how many cups, I mean, obviously you've got the target of 100,000, but how many cups are you expecting, 100 million, sorry, but how many are you expecting to collect from these 2 locations?
So from those two, 500,000 from the Rialto in a year, 50,000 from the Herbert Smith Freehills building, but we are aiming to collect 100 million. Now, while that sounds a big target, we know conservatively there are over 1 billion cups a year that are being consumed because, as we know, Australians love their coffee with this new coffee culture.
And how confident are you that this will work?
We're very confident. Very confident. What we're doing is we've branded cups as the Simply Cups cup, and we're selling these cups as well, particularly a brand, so we could use other people's branded coffee. As long as it has the Simply Cups logo, we want to put 100 million of these cups into the market and take 100 million back out, and that's what's going to fund the whole setup of the program. So 1 cent from every cup will go to funding this program. We set it up 2 years ago in the UK, and it's been working an absolute treat over there.
And you naturally want others to come on board?
We want as many people as possible to come on board, yes.
And speaking of recycling, I mean, it came to my attention just recently that McDonald's doesn't have recycling bins.
Yes.
Does that mean nothing from McDonald's, as an example, gets recycled, or is it sorted at another place?
Well, no, actually it's a very difficult industry, Gemma, the quick service restaurant industry. It's been difficult because of the prolific amount of packaging that's going in there, and of course there's a lot of contamination. So we've been working in that sector now for about 15 years. We do have a few, KFC for example, we've been working with them for 15 years. We separate out all of their waste, but it's certainly is a big target for us to work with that quick service restaurant industry to be able to get them to recycle, because they are prolific users of packaging. And of course we hate waste at Closed Loop, my core business, and we'd want to set up programs to be able to treat waste as a resource and get as much of it back as possible, and we'll certainly be keen to be focusing on that sector. And a lot of people have brought that up to us in recent times. How can that big industry that provides so much packaging into it, how can they not be recycling? Well, they're finding it difficult, but we're here to help them.
Yeah, and as you said before, there's plenty of coffee cups going around in Australia. CEO of Closed Loop, Robert Pascoe, thank you for joining us in the studio this evening.
It's a pleasure, thank you.